This is your Weather Extreme video for Monday, August the 4th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in, and it looks like just minor changes in our weather pattern, and those minor changes actually a little drier. There's a look at the sky cam from Trussville this morning, and just a few what appeared to be some upper-level clouds, and looking out from Fultondale, we can see kind of an interesting sunrise with just a few clouds visible in the sky. The surface pattern continues to feature primarily a large surface high pressure stretching from Texas all the way up into basically New England, with a bit of a weak frontal boundary along the Gulf Coast and little waves of low pressure moving along that front. In the upper atmosphere, we're finally seeing a change as the upper trough axis finally moves slightly eastward, and that should, along with a slightly northwesterly flow, bring slightly drier air to north and central Alabama, and therefore push most of the showers down to the south. Temperatures this morning, once again, coolish in the Tennessee River Valley, as we see temperatures in the 60s there, but generally around the 70-degree mark for the area from Tuscaloosa to Anniston, featuring the Birmingham area. For our rainfall for the next 5 days, it looks like it'll be spotty at best, and for most of us, we stay dry for the next 5 days, as the shower possibilities stay primarily along and to the south of the Birmingham area. Storm Prediction Center is not outlooking any slight risk area for day 1 or 2 or 3 right now. And we see that they do have several C-text areas for marginally severe storms. And Bertha is moving away from the southeastern Bahamas and becoming stronger. And it looks like it's a good possibility it will become a hurricane as it gets into Tuesday and begins to recurve to the north and northeast, and finally becomes or ends up becoming more of a problem for shipping and staying away from land as it's moving around the subtropical high over the central Atlantic and staying well to the east of the trough over the eastern half of the country. All right, let's get to the 06Z GFS model run, and there's precipitable water values for today. And you can see that the better values, that is values over about 1.5 inches or so, are going to stay down to the south. And I think that's where showers will be primarily. You can't rule out an isolated shower, but for the most part, I think most of us stay dry. For the upper air pattern for today, you can see that the trough axis is finally moved over in the vicinity of the Alabama-Georgia line, and we're coming under more of a northwesterly flow, and that stays that way into Tuesday as we see that trough axis move off a little bit further even, and we come a little bit more under a ridge pattern, but that ridge pattern drying out because of the northwesterly flow, and we see that the front across the northern tier of the United States, and again, looking at precipitable water values, we stay fairly dry across the about the northern 2/3 of the state of Alabama. So if you're from Prattville northward, it looks like very little chance that we'll see much in the way of showers for the next several days. The ridging pattern, or the pattern, flattens a little bit as we see a little more ridging going on as we get out to Wednesday. And of course, that still means the possibility of isolated showers, moisture down for the northern part of the state of Alabama. We see that flattened pattern on Thursday with a little bit of a kind of a strange pattern with a kind of a ridge over with the western Great Lakes in the middle of kind of an overall troughiness, you might say. And that certainly means moisture begins to return for Thursday. And so once again, we have to keep those showers in the forecast. The pattern becomes a little more of a ridge pattern for Friday and into Saturday. We see that kind of northwesterly flow for us. So again, not much in the way of changes, but with low-level moisture, I think we see the possibility of showers as we head into the weekend. And then that upper-level flow pattern just simply not changing, so it's very subtle changes going on. But we do note, as we have noted several times in the last week or so, that we see these little disturbances in the northwesterly flow, which could translate, and we see one there in the vicinity and just to the northwest of Memphis on Monday, a week from today. and we do note that that could spell out a cluster of showers or thunderstorms. Not much skill at being very specific about these that far in advance. And very interesting to note, and I'm not betting against this pattern at all, but the GFS once again around the 15th of August showing a fairly deep trough over the eastern half of the country. And with the pattern we've seen this summer, I'm certainly not betting against that. And then when we get out to the final maps around the end of the period, around 384 hours, which puts us out around the 19th, 20th of August, and we see pretty much the ridge trough pattern that we've seen, with the ridge primarily along the Rockies and the trough along the east coast of the U.S. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Xtreme video. I expect to have the next one posted Tuesday morning. In the meantime, I hope that your Monday is a good one.